Good afternoon. Oh, you know what? That bun doesn't bun too well. It does, but it pulls open, and I forgot to put on a tank top underneath because if I'm at home, I'm not, not realizing, forgetting I'm coming on here. It's too late now. Um, Anyways, there's a lot of strange things going on. A whole lot of strange things, and I am feeling like I want to hide underneath a fucking rock and sleep for like a year. I am dragging ass and energetically, I am so drained. I'm very, very tired. Okay, so in regards to all the energies and things that I'm getting, um, the first thing that I got was music. I was getting Love Doesn't Live Here Anymore. And then I was getting something about Better Days Are Coming. Then I'm getting all this stuff personally for myself. I'm getting all these things about time collapse. Like there's a whole bunch of things being brought to my attention right now about so many different things in my life, this life, as well as past lives, and lots of different time frames of past lives that just wham out of nowhere. What the fuck is going on? So there's this big like time collapse energy. There's a lot of things that also kind of are not making sense. Um, how do I explain this? Because other people, a lot of times there's this preparation so you gain more information. And normally you're more clear, you have more knowledge. And so you have like a broader picture of things that are going on. This time I'm like stumped. I know that I have been clearing out to like a lot of karma and past life things. I know a lot of my past lives, I've had visions of them, some of them since I was a child. In this healing journey, I've had more visions as well as like in my early 20s and certain ages, like I've had visions of past lives, understanding that it has to do with karma and things in this life from those past lives. Somehow it's all connected. Anyways, here I have been working on like my sovereignty. Years ago, that I started working on my sovereignty. I'm not sure, it might have been about 5, 6 years ago, working on my sovereignty and having sovereignty over myself, my being, my soul, my energy, like breaking any vows and contracts. Um, like I work with Saint Germain, I work with the Violet Flame. There's a lot of work in other like things that I do. I work with Bass and Isis and Kali Ma. I work with this is something that I've worked with for a while, a deity, and I'm not sure like really where she comes from. I don't even really kind of know. It's been a while since I've said her name. I'm like I was drawn to buy something. It's really weird. Anyways, I think her name is Oshun. And like she likes yellow, whatever. It has to do with some past life. I don't really know. Years ago when it happened, and like I was like, what the fuck's going on? I looked it up, but I forgot, and that's how I found out what her name was. Because of like I couldn't understand what they were saying, and they, as in my crazy friends, is how well like that's what if people don't understand or believe in someone being psychic and all that, they'll think you're fucking crazy. So okay, they're my crazy friends, motherfucker. Anyway, so there was all these things coming up in regards to like lemon and yellow, and there was something that I needed to do, and I needed to put it in water, and I made like this little boat, and I needed to light a candle, and it was all this crap, and I'm like, what the fuck am I doing? And then there was this, I needed to go to this hoodoo shop, and I'm like, what the fuck am I going to a hoodoo shop for? um I don't mind going to like crystal shops, but hoodoo shop, that's another level. And I have a thing with birds, and it was really weird and creepy because that motherfucker had a parakeet, and that parakeet did not like me. And I have a thing with birds and a thing with birds like me. Okay, so it was like really, really fucking weird. It was really strange. And then I was being like drawn around. And that's where I found out like it was Oshun, and she had me buy something, and then like all this weird shit. And then I had some memories of like a past life in Africa, and like I actually have had lots of like past lives in Africa, Northern Africa, and like the Middle East. And like that's stuff that I've known since I was little. Like people would think I was fucking nuts when I told them, that but if you look up my blood type, and you follow like the lineage of my blood type, it goes back to Northern Africa. So anyways, um so all of that's coming up, and then some other things coming up. And it's funny because like this is something really stupid but in personal and kind of like silly and childlike. Um, they brought to my attention like one time when I was gonna kiss somebody and I got shy. And this was, I don't know, 7 years ago, something like this, right? I was a fucking adult. And I bit them on their neck. I fucking bit them. Um, and I just thought, it was being childish. Now all of a sudden something in regards to like Saint Germain and like vampires came up. I'm like, hold on, what the fuck is this? And in regards to that sovereignty, I know that in a past life I've been what my guides and stuff like that told me, or like my crazy friends. Because I have multiple guides. Some have one, some have a couple, some have a lot, and then I have like a lot of ancestors around me and whatever. So, and as well as other energies like from animals and then other like deity sources and stuff like that, right? Bassin and Sekhmet like to hang out with me a lot. There's a lot, but they come in and out. So anyways, all this stuff is like coming to a head where it's kind of like really crazy. There is like this past life where I was like a high priestess, not understanding it. And the information that I received about it, it was like maybe Mesopotamia area in time frame. And I seen it and it looks like it was like Northern Africa or like the Middle East. And I had visions of it and they were telling me it was like Mesopotamia or whatever. And then they were telling me a nuke or a nink or something, right? I don't know what it is. And there was like a fire and there were snakes and something about I was a high priestess then. That is coming up to light. Which was someone, I don't know. I went to this other shop one time and this lady was talking to me and I'm like, well, actually I was raised Christian, right? So then with everything I'm into and being psychic and just everything and empath, she was like, oh, you're a Christian witch. Well, I had just had this one past life vision in regards to that Anunnaki, Anak, or like Mesopotamia area, right? And then them showing me I was like a high priestess. And then they telling me that that's what I was. And so I was telling her about this and she got really fucking pissed off. And she was like, that's Wiccan. And I'm like, I don't know what you're talking about. This is like ancient times, okay? This is like before Christ, okay? So it's not Wiccan. Like, I don't know what you're talking about, but it's not Wiccan. And if you think about it, a lot of either would be considered medicine women or high priestesses or a high priest or princess or certain things, but normally they'd be considered like medicine woman or something like this in regards to that ancient time frame. I'm part American Indian, so it's not just a Wiccan. And like Egypt and stuff like that, they I don't know what back then their religious beliefs or spiritual beliefs were, but I don't believe it was Wiccan, but if it was, and who the fuck cares? So this lady was really upset with me because I guess she's a witch, and she was like, "That's not Wiccan's not even a fucking thing." She was all pissed off, and she was like, "You're not no high priestess," and I'm like, "No, I'm not." I said they showed me I was this in another life, right? She got really ticked off, and anyways, to make a long ass story short, all of these time frames are coming up, all these different time frames. And in regards to the sovereignty, for years I've been working on this. Then all of a sudden something came up where for the last 2.5 years now, I have been having to like declare a decree and like speak shit over me in regards to my sovereignty. And it ends up being like someone reporting me or some shit like this in regards to social media. and like copyright issues and all this shit in regards to videos or things that I post, and they're my fucking videos. And it always ends up some German shit, and I'm like, what the fuck is this, right? Then they were letting me know in regards to like all of this, something about Saint Germain, and then the fucking vampire thing. That's when they showed me that. And I'm like, this makes no sense. None whatsoever. So somehow, in some way, it's all connected, even if it's separate, because it has to do with karma. And it has to do with like karma clearing. And when that stuff came up in regards to like the crap in regards to claiming my sovereignty over shit that's like German, and like these someone like copyright issues or saying shit, right? And like fucking with me, I was thinking, oh, it has to do with because like if you follow my bloodline further, then a lot of them traveled up into Turkey, and then the big majority of it traveled into like Austria-Hungary. And my grandmother's lineage comes from Austria and Hungary. And so, she always grew up believing she was German, but a lot of them spoke like a Germanic language, right? Or like something very similar. And so, I was thinking, oh, okay, this has to do with still, family lineage things. You're supposed to be clearing lineage lines. Now they're showing me the stuff in regards to Saint Germain. And then like the biting and the vampire thing. I'm like, what the fuck is this? And then something was brought up today where there was this reader. I don't know the reader, okay? It just popped up on my thing. And it was like, I needed to listen to this. I'm listening to this, and she's talking about something about someone being in a coven or some sense of some coven or some sense of like religious order and, like clearing karma from it because, okay, hold on. In the one life that I was the high priestess, I ran away. It was some big long thing where I don't remember now because it was so many years ago how it happened, because women during that time and what I remember about everything is it was only supposed to be men in regards to like the order that, or the religious, the hierarchy, whatever it was, but for some reason I was like raised in it. I don't really know why. I don't remember. Okay. So anyways, in regards to this, there was like, we were at a castle. Okay. Or like it looked like a castle to me, even in like past life visions that they showed me. And, I guess I grew up with the child, the prince. And then I guess there was some, the person who was training me, who taught me, to be the high priestess. And he was a priest himself, or like a high priest. He was, someone of some like spiritual, religious, but also medicine. Like I did medicine. Like I did things with herbs and like, I guess you'd consider it kind of like witchcraft nowadays, right? Like medicine woman, spiritual leader. And I know that I learned more stuff in regards to that, like that I was supposed to be protecting that prince. I was supposed to be raised to know him and to protect him, I guess, right? And be like his protector, like spiritually and his healer is the best that I can get the words of what I know, okay? I don't remember the wordings. And there was some arrangement. I'm not sure exactly what it was. But I do know that I was also supposed to marry him, and protect him and be his protector. His father died and he was off at war. What I remember of these visions is he was off at war and I was there. And then when his father died, and then something happened and he came back from the war. His mother wanted him to marry someone else. Didn't like me. Didn't like this. There was some big feud and some crap going on like with the hierarchy, with her and with this religious order and all of like higher ups. Okay. Um, and at first I was there 'cause, like normally like those type of people are involved in that type of stuff of what it was back then because of protection also. But they had me leave. And they took me somewhere because they were pissed off. The mom was pissed off. She did not want like the contracts being held up, whatever was the king had agreed upon with the man who taught me, okay, or was teaching me, and that she didn't want me to marry her son. Anyways, to make a long story short, that was in they were fighting that. And wasn't sure. I guess they were gonna like let it be up to him. But what it was then if that was the case, I would have to still service him. So I would have to protect him and be his protector and his healer, and then also potentially his concubine, his or his second wife, right? Like illegitimately. Um, and it was illegitimately because it was supposed to be held up, and she didn't want it, and like there was some shit going on, right? Um, And, to make a long ass story short, we grew up around each other. We both loved each other. Um, we did a secret marriage ceremony. And I didn't know everything that was going on because they had me leave, right? Of those things. I knew there was something, I knew that the mom didn't want him to marry me. I knew that she had someone else in mind. But I didn't know to the extremes of how things were. But then, of course, it's really bad when they want to hold a secret ceremony. He wanted to marry me in secret. And so we got married in secret. And then something happened, and I took off. Needless to say, out of pride, out of whatever, I ran away. Because his mother was trying to force him to marry her. And like, I found out more information about it and I ran off. I reneged on all of my contracts also, not just her not wanting it to happen, but I took off. And so like this, I guess, is at play. Which I knew it was, but there was more information because this thing that I came up across was in regards to that, and in regards to like spiritual attacks that I'm receiving, and as well as like people like coming against me or whatever. And it was really weird. And then that's where I got more channeling and download things about like the vampire thing, and there's some weird shit that doesn't make any sense because it's not even that timeline. It's not even that time frame. Like the vampire thing's not even that time frame of where they connect Saint Germain with vampires. And so like I'm sitting here and I'm like, what the fuck does this have to do with? Because I know that it has to do with like that area and time frame. I know has to do with snakes, because I know that something in regards to like our ceremony and in our marriage ceremony, snakes were involved. That's all I know. Some weird shit. But there's all these timeline things coming up, and like time collapses and overviews. That is just really fucking strange. Um, you know, and it's weird. I like the funny thing is the second song, like I ended up putting it on here. What the second song is, I don't know what that is. I don't know what it's about. I know a song for me that I listened to and that was brought up for me a long time ago was like A Change Is Gonna Come. So this other song I don't really know about. And actually, I don't even actually know if it is a song. I'm just assuming that it is. Better Days Are Coming lyrics. Yup. Better Days Are Coming lyrics. Who sings this? Now I understand. Okay, multiple people sing it. I'd have to see what their thing is, but I kept hearing like Mercy, Mercy Me. Okay, it makes sense because Mercy Me is on here as someone who sings it Better Days. Oh, it's Better Days Coming. It is Better Days Coming. Better Days, Better Days. Hold on, I'm looking because that's not the first one. It took me, I was scrolling down. I don't know whose Better Days lyrics these are. So I got Better Days Are Coming. And that would, yeah, that's the Mercy Me. Because the other ones are Better Days, and this one's Better Days Coming. I got Are Coming, though. But I was told it was a freaking song. And then I kept hearing Mercy, Mercy Me. Oh, Mercy, Mercy Me. And I was like, what the fuck? I don't understand. I know the first song, though, that I channeled. I'm not even sure what the song is, but I know, like, Love Doesn't Live Here Anymore. I remember, I don't know who sings it. I know it is a song because I remember saying like this years and years ago, in my marriage. Love Doesn't Live Here Anymore. The fuck, like, and I'm like, well, damn, I've been divorced now for 7 years. Like, how the fuck is this coming up right now? I don't know. And I know that in regards to like those past life things, he's not, he's not, I've had past lives with him, but not that. And not those ones, right? Like the high priestess thing and the protecting of someone. That person that I'm supposed to be protecting is my counterpart. And I've protected them in other lives. So, I don't really know what the fuck is going on. And I did protect him for a while because we were older, like, but back then older is nothing because I was still actually young, you know. I don't know how young, but I was actually young. I was supposed to be celibate, I do know that, but I was not because we ended up getting married. I was supposed to be celibate until me and him married, and then we married illegally, like, or I can't say illegally, but secretly. Okay. Um, I don't know. There's a whole lot of weird shit going on. It sounds crazy, but the like vampire thing now, I'm really confused about. So there's something weird going on, and I know myself, I'm really drained now, and it's like I want to hide underneath a rock. I don't know where it came from. Oh, it's like all these timelines, and then there's more things that don't make sense. And then they were just, letting me know about other channelings that I have received in regards to like the Seven Sisters and Taurus, and like the Seven Sisters are like in the shoulder area of the bull of Taurus, up in the stars, astrology, right? And like my wounding is in Taurus, so it's relevant somewhere and personally for me, as well as whatever galactic. Oh, there's something else very weird here that I was getting that I don't understand. And now I'm remembering there's some connection with something that I'm speaking on somewhere, somehow. I don't know if it's this particular order or if it's another order or something else in regards to like galactic wars and holding up things. And I was getting like, so the Seven Sisters, Zeus saved them and protected them, I guess, from like Orion or I can't say it, Orion. And Orion's like that hunter and the hunter or rapist, pedophile, whatever it is. There's all these different like stories in regards to it, and about how like, oh God, I really want to say it. Something with an order has to do with like the galactic wars in Orion. And then like thinking about like the Catholic Church. Ooh, wasn't Saint Germain. He was connected to the fucking Catholic Church. I bet that's the vampires. They'd be giving you some crazy ass shit. Like if you think about it, like vampires are not real. I don't believe they're real. And I believe that demons are real and angels are real. So I think vampires in that sense are some spirit. And maybe it is like entity form, spirit form, like of things of like the galactic wars and like Orion. Because they brought up to my attention to like the Catholic Church, the programming and the control that like feed off of people, as well as they were like reminding me and showing me like things in my head and telling me something about the paintings they would paint of all the little cherubs, like of God and stuff in heaven with all these little babies, and how that seems like real pedophile. There are certain stories in regards to the seven sisters and Orion, and why Zeus was trying to protect them was because one of the children that he was also after was a child. Like one of the seven sisters was way too young for him to be trying to chase after. Some say she fell in love with someone else, or some fell in love with a mortal or whatever. But there's lots of different theories, and most of them support or are very similar to those two different big theories of where she was either very young or she fell in love with someone else and she's hiding or ran away or she took off with them. Like, I don't know what the fuck. This seems crazy, but they like to show me things, weird things that I don't fully understand, and linking like spiritual or mythology and like galactic type war starseed things to like this worldly way, right? Not exactly sure why. It's relevant. I understand a little. I probably understand more. It just kind of seems crazy. What they're trying to say or what it's implying. So another way of looking at how like the matrix of here is fed off of different things and all these different orders, and where all these different falsities and programmings are from different sources, right? And like the part of the Catholic Church's demonic energy or like sources being fed from or whatever is like Orion, like that, like that's not of God, not of God's source. So like there's that entity there or that spirit or something. It's kind of like what they're showing me, and kind of strange. I don't really understand it all except for that. I need to try to button this. This is getting on my nerves. Okay, we're down. We're not. Um, it stays popped open, but popped open is better than I can hide my boobs. Popped open is better than open. Trying not to move. I'm trying not to bust my shirt. Because it's loose everywhere else except for, there, and I don't want to bust it. That's why I normally wear a tank top underneath and don't have it buttoned. Anyways, well, I have it buttoned, but not that one, right? So, anyways, there's a whole lot of weird shit going on. Some of it is personal, but for some reason I needed to share. So it's relevant somehow for others, even if their pathway is different. Their journey is different. The scenario or whatever is different. There's some sense of timeline collapses, and they would be aware of their own shit. Like whoever I'm talking to and like or talking for or channeling for is going to have enough information, psychic awareness abilities that they'll know about their past lives. They'll know that they're clearing karma. They'll understand. Okay. And maybe something that I was talking about is relevant for them also, right? Because for some reason that is just the way the weird stuff works. Like that video of that person. I don't even know who it is that I was listening to. I have to go back through on my phone later and try to figure it out. Because I guess that was a part 2. There was a part 1. I'm like, oh my God, I need to go listen to this. Since I listened to that, that's not the first time it popped up for me. Things have to pop up for me. I'm a patterns person. So they have to show me something multiple fucking times. And sometimes I'll even ignore it and I'll be like, wait, no. Okay, I see it and I'll acknowledge it. But then I'll let them know, okay, I need to see it at least 3 or 5 more times and throughout this amount of time frame or whatever. and then I'll like take it seriously, right? And so this is one of these things that happened, and then I saved the video a while back and I never watched it, and it popped up for me again. I'd be stubborn, okay? That Torah is in my chart. Anyways, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to pull a few cards in regards to these crazy energies. There's a lot going on. I know for myself, I've been feeling very scorpionic. It started 4 or 5 days ago where it was like feeling a lot of darkness, feeling like, okay, I need to go dwell underneath something. I need to just, and now it's just this tiredness and kind of lethargy and kind of like heaviness, but I still want to go like hide underneath the fucking rock. And kind of actually feeling a little moody and grouchy. I'm not sure if that's connected to that or not. Just kind of feeling kind of dark, kind of gloomy, which is really strange. I can't put my finger on it. I know some of it is probably scorpionic energy, you know, because I know some of what I'm feeling, you know, for sure is scorpionic energy, but the other, I don't really know. I haven't really tried putting a finger on it enough. Because it was just like, oh God, I'm feeling scorpionic energy. I don't want to touch it. Stay away. I don't mind feeling some scorpionic energy, but whatever this is that I'm feeling, it's also draining for me. Certain other times it helps me when I need to deal with something. And so I don't mind it so much, but there's other times where it wants to drag you under. And there's something there in that energy that's like lurking something inside of me. It's like pulling something to the surface, right? Or something maybe I'm trying to hide or avoid, or there's something weird going on. I'm like, okay, I don't want to touch that. So I don't really know if it's me or somebody else, or, you know, because I feel so many different things. I don't know. I guess I'm going to have to sit with that and figure that one out, and talk to spirit about that, and make sure that it's not me and I'm not running from something. And then if it is me and I'm running, then I can at least accept, hey, I need to face this. I need to face whatever it is. I don't like the way it feels. You know, because, you know, you need to be mindful. I really don't honestly think it's me. I know they were bringing up stuff about shadow people, and that's the other thing. In regards to entities, in regards to spirits, demons, demonic, like dark things. There's some people who tell me that they don't think shadow people are bad or whatever. My experience with them is not like enough to like I have a lot of experiences in regards to my psychic abilities, you know, and into astral projection and like all this, where I don't mind talking about it. That is like a weird thing that I've only experienced, you know, and then by the time I like knew what it was because it was like bothering my daughter, and like it would run away from me. So my experience with it was like maybe for about a year, but it would like run and hide, and I didn't know until my daughter like was like, you know, said something, and like, where, oh, you've seen it, or you've been, I'm like, I didn't see nothing. She's like, well, you were talking about it, like, what is that? And I'm like, the fuck. And her thinking, because I see things, that I seen it too. I didn't see it until the one day that I seen it, and it ran from me, and that's how I seen it. It was like a shadow thing, a shadow person. She's like, that's what you've been. And I'm like, the fuck. And so, you know, it was some weird, creepy thing that was like scaring her and lurking and like stalking her, that made her afraid. The fuck. You know, so we had to, well, I had to banish that motherfucker off. And that is connected somehow to all of this, because I know what I was getting earlier, that there was something in regards to the karma, that there's, you know, people lurking or spirits lurking, that is something like that, because they're trying to get into other people, right? When they're trying to stop you. or make you miserable, or come against you. You like to try to make people come against you, right? It's like those curses, that witchcraft, that blood magic or whatever. And for some reason, it's all connected. Um, I guess I just, now that I have that confirmation, because I was wondering about that, if something was like trying to possess her in some sense, right? It'd be a possession, like a takeover, right? Like entity attachment. That's like a possession. And so I was wondering that back then, and the people that I was talking to about it, I don't think they're harmful. What I know, no, motherfucker, they got to be harmful from what I'm reading. And now, like, this information that I gained, even though it was like someone reading it something and it was like hitting home, and then what I received, it's like, oh shit, you know, that is what was going on. Some spirit, some entity, like shadow person, like, was lurking my daughter, trying to overtake her, like that possession type thing, or latch onto her, to like feed off of her, to get her to like, come against me or whatever. That's how it works. People think that everything we're going through here, they might be mad. Why am I dealing with this? Why am I dealing with that? Or why am I sick? But you have to think about it. No matter what you're dealing with, even if it is a physical thing, there's an underlying issue. And where's that underlying issue comes from? It comes from spirit. So it comes from as above, 5D heaven, whatever realm you want to believe it to come from. And some say that there's a false light and then there's the real light. I'm not too sure. I mean, to me, false light is it's all walking around in the same to me. You have, God, source energy, the light, and then you have the false light, which would be devil, demonic entities, trying to feed off of you. That's the way I see it. So it's just something really weird going on, but everything we go through is a spiritual war, whether people want to recognize that or not. Because of karma, because of ancestral things and curses, and people wishing people ill will, as well as because of our lessons that we need to learn and gain. So even if it's not like entity attachment, everything comes from as above, so below, right? It starts in the spiritual realm and comes down to the physical, regardless if it is a physical thing or somebody tries to beat your ass, or steals from you, or whatever the fuck the case may be. It started in the spiritual, for whatever reason, or multiple reasons, is the point. Let alone spiritual entity attacks and attachments. Like, we open ourselves up. Like, to me, the devil or these entities. How they were talking about I was talking about the galactic wars, and showing me how, like, the bad, or like the entity, or like whatever is being fed in regards to some of that sickness in like the Catholic Church and the children thing, like pedophile rapists, is like being fed, or entity, or something demonic, something, in that spiritual realm of like coming from Orion, is what they're like trying to say, right? So like showing connections to things where things are coming from outside of us, of like star seed or spirit, or galactic, something outside, another otherworldly. Okay. Like, what the fuck was that? I don't know. Anyways, so that's a new take on something, a totally new take on something, but it's funny because they told me before, like, Earth here, it has to do with the galactic wars there, and us trying to make peace and finding like the melting pot of where we can come together, in love, and grow in harmony and overcome, especially because of all the galactic wars, things dying out, the destruction, just all these different things, in regards to the galactic wars, and the death and the destruction, and civilizations being wiped out, and how like this is supposed to be like a melting pot for us to work shit out, to heal that, to have like a place for us to learn to come together in harmony. Um, at least that's what spirit tells me, right? That's what world is, the world. Kind of like that video game for, um, the entity world, or the heavens, or 5D, whatever you want to call it, however, star seeds, whatever, galactic beings, whatever you want to call it as or see it as. So it's a lot of shit going on, and a new way to kind of like look at stuff, which is kind of really trippy. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to pull a few cards in regards to these energies. Sorry, I was getting something and I was trying to figure out and process it and like figure out what it is and if it's relevant to this or if I need to speak about it. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to start off with tarot. I'm going to do something really quick here and see what other information that they're going to give us for whoever is in need, and whatever is needed to be known in regards to these energies that I was channeling and picking up on, especially in regards to love doesn't live here no more, and better days are coming. And like this timeline, it's connected to what all I'm talking about, even though it's like weirdly connected, because it talks about timeline jumps and clearing karma is also something that it has to do with, right? Because love doesn't live here no more. So someone is ending a cycle, right? And going into something new. That's a timeline jump. So I was talking about time collapses. All of us are going through time collapses. Some of us are just on a bigger, grander scale. Some of them are more minute, where you just don't, All right, so this is general. It is collective. It is for whoever resonates. This can be vice versa or reverse. So this can be pertaining to you or anyone in your energetic field, right? If it doesn't resonate, it's not for you. That's okay. You can either come back another day or you can check out another reader. I appreciate anyone who's going to be watching this to please like and share. I really, really appreciate subscriptions, people to subscribe to my channel, help support me grow. And pretty much, I believe that's the spiel for right now, the rundown. Spirit, let's see, what do you have in regards to these energies? What do you want people to know? What's important for them to know? Or who is in need? I need to say that. Normally that is set in my intentions every time I start off. And even if I just say it in my head, but for some reason I need to make sure I speak it out loud today. I haven't spoken out loud in a while. That could just be why. It'll hold more weight. Those affirmations as well as like the verbal. So the Queen of Cups. Intuitive, highly intuitive, very emotional, sensitive. This is home and hearth energy. This is Cancer energy, but it's Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. And was jumping out of her water. She's removing it from her bowl. She's removing it from her bowl, or it's jumping out, right? It's like whatever, something has been in her emotional waters, holding her back, and it's coming up to the surface to be released so that she can let go of it. That time collapse. It's something that has been anchored in her heart, in her programming for a long time, and anchored in her, not just her heart, but in her programmings of her love and self-love. and something that needs to be released to like let more love in. So it's been like a blockage, right? Something that was anchored in there that was like blocking the flow or blocking her to be able to expand, to have new experiences. We have the Chariot. This is emotional and spiritual healing. It's slow movement forward, slow progression. It's the bringing as above, so below into fruition, because it's emotional and spiritual healing. So to be able to heal emotionally, we have to heal spiritually. And that takes a long process. That's something that takes a long time. Healing those wounds, emotional and spiritual wounds, how it's affected you spiritually and physically, because it's gonna the time collapse. I get it. Time is an illusion. So anything going on in your life because of this blockage or because of whatever programming you are in, it's going to be affecting all of your timelines, right? And then it's affecting the spiritual realm. And this is how karma, okay? So however, whatever vibration you're running out of and the karma that's attached to it, everything needs to be released everywhere, but it starts up here. And in whatever world and dimension you are in, working on healing it. So that's a long process. And then whatever world you're working on healing it, you're working on healing it here to sever. And then it's going to trickle down to all worlds or all realities, all timelines. So it's very slow movement forward, spiritual and emotional healing. We have the Lovers. Something's coming in. Something's coming in, and you're going to need to make a decision. It's not in regards to a decision. You are going to have to make a decision. Oh, God. Do you want the cup in your water or not? I mean, not the cup in your water, but whatever the fish is in your cup or in your water. It's a spiritual thing. Whatever you're receiving, that spiritual healing is something. What do you want in the spiritual realm to be able to bring down into the physical? Do you want this fucking fish there or not? This love and this decision on what it is that you want for yourself, so that it can come into fruition in the 3D. So something's going to be coming in and you need to make a decision, but it's already been made there or needs to be made there. There's something that's connected to the healing and the spiritual. And it keeps showing me the fish jumping out of the water. So the fish being in the water is like, it can represent like the Six of Cups energy. Or you know them from before, whether if it's this life or another life. And so since you know them before, and it could also be involving karma, clearing more karma, or do you want to repeat this? Like, if she's healed this, if she's removing this blockage, do you want to fucking repeat this? Or what if she's healing this and you're removing this blockage? Now, if you deal with this person, that blockage, it's going to take longer to overcome. There's some sense of something going on here with this. It could be helping her to remove the blockage. It could be hindering her. It depends on where you're at and what's needed. But if you have to make a decision, then there's more healing. It's not more healing. You've made enough progress that you can decide, right? Because you have to make the decision. It's like, am I going to move beyond this and try something more? Or am I going to like repeat a cycle? Try something again? Can this bring me my happiness? They're pulling me to the bottom of the deck. Whatever's coming in also, spiritually, it's going to give you clarity. That's what it is. In regards to the decision there's a decision, there's something coming in the 5D though, or in the physical. It's going to affect the 5D to affect here because you need to make the decision, but you're going to be gaining information, clarity. This is fucking so all over the place. You're going to be getting some clarity on something to help you make this decision. Spirit, we're like riddling, going around and around in circles. This is what I get for not taking it, okay? It came right back out. The sun, clarity, illumination. Clarity, illuminate the past, the karma, the 6 of Cups energy that they're showing me. You're going to be healing and gaining clarity and information in regards to that past situation. But there's also more clarity coming in, and there's information coming in that's going to give you clarity or illumination in regards to that past, in regards to love, your healing, or the spiritual lesson, or both. For Cups, this is focused on the past, focused on what was lost, right? And she's focused on that fucking fish coming up and down out the fucking water. Focused on the past. She's focused on the fish. That blockage. So this clarity is in regards to the past, the pain, the healing, the spiritual lesson, the loss and the grief, right? And how she's not seeing opportunities because she's too busy looking at the past. We're just going in circles, Spirit. Like, I pretty much already fucking said this, just in another way. And so we have the Hierophant underneath. It's just more kind of redundant. It's confirming, and it's like hitting home the importance of things too, as well as that confirmation. Thank you, Spirit. Thank you. That's why I love my job, because they're confirming what I said and what I was reading and picking up on. And because the Hierophant came out, and it came out underneath the Lovers, higher learning, right? Contracts at play. So that is higher learning. Learning like things as above to be able to have that knowledge, or learning as below also. It's like you're learning and gaining emotionally spiritual things so that you can progress in your life, right? That higher learning to apply it to the physical world. And you have to learn it emotionally and spiritually first, the higher learning. It's also contracts. So it's confirming what I was saying. And then we have the Ace of Coins, which is new beginning, new job, moving, underneath the sun. It's your decision too. Do you want to stay focused on the pain? It's like your choice is what they're saying. Like you're going to have this opportunity. There's a new beginning. There's been learning and higher learning. Contracts have been at play. What are you going to choose to do? But the sun and then the new beginning. So clarity, illumination. Whatever this information is that is coming in regards to love and the decision that needs to be made, in regards to the contract, over the loss or the grief, right? And your new beginning. The 5 of Wands. The clarity and the information that's coming in And the loss that is felt has to do with the Five of Wands. Fighting, conflict, a competitive energy, like a one-upping, or ego. It's ego, right? Pride. And the Page of Coins. So someone's ego, pride got in the way. They have things to learn. Anything else, Spirit? The High Priestess, that secret knowledge. That knowing. The information coming in, right? The things that are being hidden. There's something with this new beginning that's also being hidden. You have the Hierophant, the Ace of Coins, which is the new beginning. And then you have the High Priestess. Like, you have a new beginning coming. What do you choose? What do you want? And it's like, other than that, yes, there's something in regards to this new beginning being hidden. Like, you just have to go for it. Like, you have to take that leap of faith. Something's being hidden from you. Because you have to choose. And then they'll support you. Whatever you decide, they're going to support you. So it's kind of like up in the air. And even if it's not up in the air, it's up in the air because there's something with your trusting or something with what it is you want. How you're going to choose to handle it. So then there's something being hidden. It's also not just choosing what you want, but it's that trust, and it's the trust in your intuition and what you do know and what you do know to be true. It's relying on your intuition as the Queen of Cups, but also as the High Priestess, because you know information. So trusting your intuition. And that's why things are also being hidden, because there's this trusting your intuition, like the trusting the High Priestess within. The Queen of Cups feels things, knows things, gets things, yes. But it's like this trusting the High Priestess of yourself also. So something being hidden because there's this trusting within of your intuition and what you already know and what you've already been told or shown to believe in that. Even though other things are being hidden. And what do you want? Are you going to trust? Is what I'm getting. It's like something's being hidden on purpose because you have to trust. So they're testing your fucking trust. Testing you in what you already know. Now, what are you going to choose to do? That's why it was so important too. What are you going to choose to do? It wasn't in just regards to that. What are you going to choose to do? Because you know what to do. You know the fucking answers. You have the answers through your intuition. Are you going to trust them even though other things are being hidden from you? Oh, shit. Or are you going to let the past hold you back? And the loss. Because that would make you not trust, right? And they wanted me to call out the King of Swords was at the bottom of the deck. Are you going to let that type of energy hold you back? King of Swords energy. It's at the bottom of the deck when I was talking about that. And I needed to call it out. I should have showed it, but I was busy. Over this loss too. Looking shit. It's like someone being emotionally unavailable. That King of Swords that they're showing me. Are you going to let people that are emotionally unavailable hold you back? Anyways, the Queen of Swords landed out on the loss, and she's in reverse. So are you going to be petty? Are you going to be petty and hold on to the past and be nasty or manipulative or There's some nastiness with like your words or how you speak. Or are you going to allow that loss to like are you going to choose to be like that, or are you going to choose to overcome it? That's where it is then. Like, what are you going to choose to do? Are you going to choose to allow the loss to hold you back? So then you're also going to chop motherfuckers' heads off. You're going to hold it against them. You're also, that's going to self-sabotage you, right? Or are you going to hold it against the Queen of Swords? The Queen of Swords. Oh, understanding that now they're in reverse. So we have the Queen of Cups, the Four of Cups, and the Queen of Swords in reverse came out and touched the Four of Cups. So it's all connected. Like this person who fucking was sharp with their motherfucking mouth, chopping you off, asking questions later because of loss, because of lack, because of being focused on the past and couldn't get over. Are you going to let them hold you back? Whether if that's inside of you or other people or someone else. Or if someone couldn't get over it and they're lost in grief, are you going to let them hold you back? You can't. The Five of fucking Wands again. The fighting, the conflict, the fucking power struggles, the ego, the power dynamics. Like, don't let these situations or these people hold you back. Whether if it's inside of you, you know, you becoming the Queen of Swords or other people. They want me to do romance angels. Oh, my bladder is. I gotta go to the bathroom. Advice, guidance, and support. Please, Spirit. What advice, guidance, and support do you have for this reading? What do you want them to know? What do they need to know in regards to this reading? What advice, guidance, or support do you have for this reading, please, Spirit? Landed out sideways on the Hierophant and the Ace of Coins, like right below it, touching it. We have flirt. That's, are you going to let shit hold you back? Because if you're going to let shit hold you back, you're not going to be able to flirt. You're not going to be able to be lighthearted and be playful or allow people in. You're not going to be able to interact with people, whether if it's romance or anyone else. You're not going to be able to enjoy life and people, right? You're not going to be lighthearted. So that landed on the Hierophant and the Ace of Coins because it came out sideways. That's that past holding shit back, and then unrequited love. There's not enough attraction or chemistry to keep this relationship going. And landed out sideways. You're going to keep letting loss or someone in that energy who's focused on loss, can't fucking talk, want to chop motherfuckers' heads off or be unrequited. Are you going to let that hold you the fuck up? Stay optimistic about your love life. Positive thinking and faith will bring you romance. And it landed on the Queen of Swords in reverse. This is not allowing other people to fuck you up in what it is that you deserve for yourself. You've learned. So, you know, engagement. Your love life is extending to a higher level of commitment. And not allowing people's rejection or rejection, neglect, fucking their issues. You know, that's their problem. You're not going to take them on. Like, if you want love and someone can't give it to you, you walk the fuck away. Okay. It is what it is. Have a great day. Have a great life. There's nothing you can't say to people. You can only do what's best for you. Regardless if it's friends, family, or potential partner or someone that you're in a relationship with that you need to walk away from, because love is not there no more, right? The love is gone. What was the song that I channeled? Love doesn't live here anymore. Love doesn't live here anymore, and that's not what's being served. And I need to go, and I will go, because then it's unrequited, and I'm not going to take part in that. I'm not going to be taken from. I'm not going to give while a motherfucker ain't giving back to me. You know, don't be afraid to start over. Don't be afraid to love yourself. You know. Anyways, thank you for joining me. I pray that your day is full of blessings, peace, and joy. Have a great day.